Hey there, my name's Bob. Not that it matters, nobody's ever asked. I'm just pedestrian male mid 40s business 07 in the game files. Yeah, I know what I am. Wouldn't you figure it out after dying and respawning 1,000 times? This cool. Welcome to my TED Talk. Why being an NPC in Grand Theft Auto is absolute hell. Let me walk you through a typical day. So I wake up every morning at the exact same time, put on the exact same clothes, and walk the exact same route. Creative, right? I have approximately 7 different sentences I can say, and 4 of them are just screaming. My entire personality is guy who walks and sometimes gets coffee. Oh God, here we go again. See that? That was Bill, Sandra, and some tourist who spawned 2 minutes ago. They'll be back tomorrow. Same clothes, same route, same everything. That's death number 247 for Bill this month. We keep count. The worst part? The absolute worst part is that we're programmed to make terrible decisions. You know how many times I've called the cops when someone's pointing a gun at me? 0. Instead, I'm coded to either cower pathetically or, and this is my personal favorite, try to fistfight someone holding an assault rifle. This is my combat mode. This is all I've got against military-grade weapons and superhuman player characters who can absorb 50 bullets before drinking a soda to heal. And the driving in this city? Don't get me started. I've been T-boned at intersections 126 times. We NPCs have the driving skills of drunk toddlers. We'll make a full stop in the middle of a highway if someone honks at us. We merge without looking. We're designed to create chaos. That's probably fine. Let me tell you about my buddy Rick here. Rick has been standing at this hot dog stand for 8 years. Same spot, same hot dogs. Never sleeps. Never uses the bathroom. His entire existence is guy who sells hot dogs and occasionally screams in terror. Right, Rick? He's one of the lucky ones. He's got a fixed position. Me? I'm a wanderer. Do you know what that means? It means I'm walking collision fodder. I exist to populate sidewalks so they don't look empty and to make satisfying thump sounds when hit by vehicles. You want to know the most soul-crushing part? Sometimes a player will follow me, just follow me for minutes, walking behind me, watching me complete my sad little programmed route. And I know, they're just trying to decide if they're bored enough to kill me yet. Will it be a sniper rifle from a rooftop? Will they see how far they can punt me with their car? Or will they get creative with some proximity mines? And don't even get me started on the special events. You know those missions where players have to kill a specific number of people like me to progress? I lost my entire poker group last Tuesday to some kid who needed to cause chaos to distract the guards. We were just playing cards. The thing about being an NPC is that we're disposable. We're not even characters. We're set dressing. Environmental props that scream. Every few years they upgrade our graphics, give us slightly better pathfinding, maybe a few new voice lines. But we're still just here to make the world feel alive for someone else's story. Oh, and let's talk about weather, shall we? You players think it's so nice when it rains in the game. Oh, look at those realistic droplets. Meanwhile, I'm programmed to not have an umbrella, ever. I just get wet and keep walking my route. Sometimes I put my hands over my head like that's gonna help. And when there's a thunderstorm, we still go jogging. Beach day during a hurricane? You bet. The devs didn't program common sense into our basic functions. See this store? I can't go in there. I literally can't. I don't have the code for enter building that isn't part of my route. I just walk into the door and bounce off like an idiot. But the player? They can buy 57 different tank tops and change clothes 6 times a day. Oh, that's Linda. We're dating. Well, as much as NPCs can date, which means we have one animation where we sit on a bench together, and occasionally our heads turn at the same time. Pure romance. She's on her route. Can't stop to chat. We're actually scheduled to sit on a bench together at 3:47 p.m. for exactly 9 minutes. It's the highlight of my day. Sometimes we get shot together. That's NPC intimacy for you. Now let's talk about how we interact with objects. See this car? If a player carjacks me, I have exactly 3 possible reactions. Run away, screaming, stand there, frozen in fear, or, my personal favorite, try to pull them out of my own car like I'm some kind of action hero. I'm a middle-aged accountant in loafers. I have no combat training. But sure, let me try to fight the guy who just robbed 6 convenience stores and has a body count higher than the national debt. Oh, that reminds me. The cops in this city are insane. They'll shoot you for standing near them too long. They'll run over 14 pedestrians trying to catch someone who ran a red light. Their driving AI is even worse than ours, which is really saying something. These are the NPCs who got the worst deal of all, this ambient criminal types. Their entire existence is to stand in alleys, look suspicious, and get shot by players testing out new weapons. They don't even get the dignity of a walking route, just eternal standing, eternal dying. You know what's extra fun about being an NPC? The physics. If I get hit by a motorcycle going 3 miles per hour, I ragdoll like I've been launched from a cannon. My bones are apparently made of rubber and my joints have the structural integrity of wet spaghetti. But the players, they can jump off skyscrapers and lose what, 30% health? Maybe pop a snack and they're fine. I trip on a curb and it's lights out. Look at that, an ad for body armor. Protect yourself from anything. Yeah, unless you're an NPC. We can't buy armor. We can't go to the hospital if we're injured. Our only health option is alive, or hilariously dead. One time, and this is true, I spawned inside a wall. Just inside it. Couldn't move. Couldn't escape. Half my body sticking out of concrete. Had to wait until some player was kind enough to put me out of my misery with a grenade. Then I respawned in the middle of a gang shootout. It was actually an improvement. And don't get me started on crosswalks. We'll wait obediently for the light, even as chaos reigns around us. Building on fire? Still waiting for the walk signal. Military tank crushing cars right next to us. Nope, light's red. Can't cross. See? Not even flinching anymore. That's just Tuesday. The worst is when you're minding your own business and suddenly you hear that sound. You know the one, when a player switches to a rocket launcher. It's like a death knell. You can't run fast enough. You can't hide. You just hope they're a bad shot or they get distracted by something shinier than your pathetic NPC life. I can't even get real coffee. I just do the drinking animation with nothing in my hands. Sometimes I'll sit at a cafe table and stare at an empty plate for hours. The food is a lie. Everything is utter a lie. You know how in real life, if a car almost hits you, you might yell at the driver? Maybe give them the finger? We have one reaction, scream and cower. That's it. Someone could drive up on the sidewalk at 2 miles per hour, gently tap a fire hydrant, and we'll scream like we're in a horror movie. Ah! Oh my God! Ah! That's about 30% of my dialogue right there. And our conversations with each other? Pure comedy. 2 NPCs talking is just random lines being traded back and forth. Nice weather today. I heard the new phones are out. My sister just had a baby. I hate this traffic. We're not programmed for actual conversation flow. It's verbal ping pong with non sequiturs. The cops have it easy. At least they get guns and cars and the ability to magically know when a crime is committed anywhere in the city. Meanwhile, I could witness 17 murders and the best I can do is run in a straight line until I'm out of the player's rendered distance. Oh, and our leisure activities, I can sit on a bench. Sometimes I can smoke a cigarette. That's the extent of my recreational programming. I can't play basketball. I can't swim for fun. I can't even change the radio station in my own car. It's always the same station, always the same songs, for 8 years. Oh no. No. Look, if you're playing this game right now, maybe think twice before you mow down that crowd of pedestrians. That's someone's poker group. That's Bill's 248th death. That's Linda and me never making it to our 347 bench date. That's my cue. See what I mean? I can't even run properly. Why is my arm movement so weird? Why am I zigzagging? I'm not making these choices. The devs gave us the running mechanics of a panicked penguin. Do you know what it's like when a player uses cheats? 1 minute you're walking your route, minding your business. The next minute you're floating 500 feet in the air alongside 17 buses and a submarine. There shouldn't be a submarine in downtown. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes I dream of a world where NPCs fight back, where we have our own story mode. Grand Theft Auto, Bob's Revenge. I'd have a special ability where I can spawn directly behind the player with a baseball bat. I'd have dialogue options beyond and nice weather. I'd drive like a normal person. I'd call the cops and they'd actually help. I'd have an apartment I could enter. I'd have a change of clothes. Oh great, the cops. They're not here to help me. They're here to create more chaos. They'll shoot at the player, miss completely, hit 7 of us instead, then drive their car into a gas station, because that's good police work in GTA. Next time you play this game, remember Bob. Remember that each NPC you mow down has hopes, dreams, and exactly 3 to 7 voice lines. We may not be real, but our suffering is, well, it's programmed to look real. Oh, come on. A flamethrower? Really? Do you know how long it takes to render me being on fire? Think of your GPU. If I don't make it, tell Linda I'll miss our bench. Tell Rick to move his hot dog stand. Tell the devs to give us better pathing in the next update. Tell my story. Well, this is it. Respawn number 579. At least I'll come back with clean clothes. Being an NPC in GTA doesn't just suck. It's an eternal nightmare of repeating the same day forever. Being murdered in increasingly creative ways and never, ever getting to be the hero of your own story.